Emma sat at her kitchen table one evening, phone in hand, staring at her bank app. Her savings account showed $500. That was it. Rent was due soon, food prices were rising, and her paycheck hadn't gone up in years. She felt stuck, the way so many of us feel today. Most people would have sighed, closed the app, and told themselves, maybe someday. But Emma didn't. Instead, she asked a question. What if I could grow this money without earning more? It sounded impossible. Everyone talks about side hustles or higher salaries. But Emma discovered another path. It wasn't about working extra hours, and it wasn't about living with zero joy. Instead, it was about small but clever shifts in the way she handled money, shifts that turned her $500 into $10,000 in just over a year. Her journey is not about magic tricks or extreme sacrifice. It's about rethinking habits, using modern tools, and making money work differently. And if she could do it, so can you. Right now, saving money feels harder than ever. Prices for food, rent, and gas keep going up, but paychecks are not growing at the same speed. Many people around the world feel stuck, working hard yet struggling to keep anything extra in the bank. It's not just about numbers. The stress of not having savings affects sleep, health, and even relationships. A small emergency, like a broken laptop or car repair, can throw someone into debt. That's why stories like Emma's matter. She didn't land a high-paying job. She used everyday tools, small decisions, and smart habits to grow her savings. At a time when so many feel powerless against rising costs, Emma is proof that there are still ways to take back control. And her methods can work for anyone, anywhere. Emma is 28 years old and works a steady office job. She earns just enough to cover her rent, groceries, and bills, but not much more. Like many people, she often felt she was living paycheck to paycheck. She wasn't careless with money, but she also wasn't saving much. She didn't have a side hustle, rich parents, or a big promotion. Nothing in her income changed. What changed was the way she looked at money. Instead of waiting for a raise that might never come, Emma decided to work with what she already had. By making small but smart changes, she slowly built her savings. Her journey shows how ordinary people can create extraordinary results. 1. The idea of hidden money. Emma's first big change was learning to hide money from herself. She realized that the reason she couldn't save wasn't because she spent recklessly. It was because she could always see her money sitting in one account. When she saw it, she used it. So she opened 3 different savings accounts. Each one had a purpose. The first was for future fun, things like travel or hobbies. The second was for emergencies. The third was for long-term goals, like investments. By splitting her money, she tricked her brain into thinking those savings were untouchable, like bills that had already been paid. This method worked because people naturally spend what feels available. But when money is hidden in separate accounts, it doesn't feel spendable. Psychologists call this mental accounting. Our brains treat money differently depending on where it is placed. Emma turned this simple trick into her superpower. Every payday, she moved a small part of her income into those hidden accounts. Even though it wasn't much at first, the habit grew. Soon, she didn't miss the money at all, and her savings began to grow quietly in the background. 2. Microsaving with automation. Emma's second change was letting technology do the saving for her. Instead of relying on willpower, she set up automatic systems that moved money without her noticing. Her favorite tool was a roundup feature from her bank app. Each time she bought something, like coffee for $3.40, the app rounded it up to $4. The extra 60 cents went straight into savings. At first, it didn't feel like much. But over weeks and months, those small amounts added up. She also set up an automatic transfer of $20 each week into one of her hidden accounts. Because it happened on payday, she never felt the money was missing. It became just another bill that paid her future self. The beauty of automation is that it removes temptation. You don't have to decide whether to save. It happens in the background. Studies show that people who use automation save more consistently than those who rely on self-control. Emma turned spare change and small transfers into a steady stream of savings. What felt invisible at first became very visible over time. Automation turned her money habits from stressful to simple, and her balance started to grow faster. 3. Lifestyle swaps, not sacrifices. Emma knew she didn't want a life of strict limits. She liked good food, movies, and fun with friends. Cutting everything out would only make her give up. So instead of sacrifices, she focused on swaps. For example, she canceled one of her streaming subscriptions but borrowed movies and ebooks from the free digital library app in her city. She still had entertainment, just without the monthly cost. She also stopped using rideshare apps for short trips. Instead, she started carpooling with a colleague twice a week. It saved her money and even gave her time to connect with someone new. When she wanted new clothes, she joined a local fashion swap group where people traded outfits instead of buying new ones. It felt fun, fresh, and budget-friendly. These swaps gave her the same experiences without draining her account. She never felt deprived because she wasn't saying no, she was saying yes in a smarter way. By changing her lifestyle in this playful, flexible way, Emma cut her spending without cutting her happiness. Saving no longer felt like punishment. It felt like a game she was winning. 4. Building an anti-impulse system. Emma noticed a big problem: online shopping. Like many people, she often scrolled through apps late at night, adding things to her cart she didn't really need. These small treats were stealing her savings. So she built what she called her anti-impulse system. The first rule was simple: no buying anything right away. If she saw something she wanted, she added it to her cart but waited 48 hours before making a decision. Most of the time, she forgot about it or realized she didn't actually need it. The second rule was deleting her saved credit card details from shopping apps. This extra step made buying less convenient. By the time she got up to grab her card, the excitement had often faded. These small barriers worked because they slowed down her impulses. Psychologists say that a short pause can stop emotional spending and turn it into thoughtful spending. Emma still bought things she enjoyed, but only after thinking twice. This system freed up hundreds of dollars each month. It wasn't about saying never. It was about learning to say not right now. That small delay became one of her most powerful money habits. 5. Turning savings into a social game. Emma's last big change was turning saving into a game. She knew that saving alone could feel boring, so she made it fun by adding a social twist. She joined online savings challenges, like the 100 envelope challenge where you put money into envelopes with different numbers on them until you've saved thousands. She also tried no-spend months, where people compete to go a whole month without buying non-essentials. To keep herself motivated, Emma shared her progress on a small TikTok account. She didn't show her face, just her savings jars and bank screenshots. Strangers began cheering her on. Each like or comment gave her a little boost to keep going. This social approach made saving feel less lonely. It turned it into teamwork, even though she was doing it for herself. The accountability kept her consistent, and the excitement of hitting small goals pushed her forward. Gamifying money is now a growing trend, especially among younger people who enjoy challenges and community support. For Emma, it turned the hard task of saving into something exciting, and it brought her closer to that $10,000 goal faster than she expected. One morning, Emma opened her banking app and froze. Her savings balance showed $10,043. She stared at the number, hardly believing it was real. Just over a year earlier, she had only $500. Now, she had built a safety net that felt powerful. The money meant more than numbers on a screen. It gave her peace of mind, freedom to handle emergencies, and confidence to dream bigger. Emma's journey shows that saving is not only about earning more money. It's about building systems and habits that work in the background. Remember, anyone can start, no matter their income. Even small steps add up over time. The key is consistency, not perfection. In a world where costs keep rising, these methods give us a way to take back control and create financial security with what we already have. Emma's journey began with just $500 and a decision to try something different. She didn't wait for a raise or a miracle. She built her own system, one small step at a time. Imagine what you could do with your own savings. Start small and let your habits grow stronger each day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.